Hi everyone, this is BritSimon. So I've been talking a lot about DV 2020 recently, obviously because of the judge's order. We've got a very small amount of time to help DV 2020, whereas DV 2021, though it's affected, doesn't have the same time constraints that DV 2020 has. However, I appreciate there's a lot of you are wondering what's going to happen to October, November, December, what's going to happen beyond then. So let's talk about DV 2021. I'll focus on that for a moment, and hopefully that'll explain things for you. So, so people have been confused about whether the judge's order covers DV 2021, whether it helps DV 2021 or not. It doesn't, essentially. So here's what the order did. The order explained, in the 85-page order that Judge Mehta released, he explained that, in his opinion, it was what the government are doing in terms of not issuing visas because entry is banned. He said that aspect was arbitrary and capricious, that it was unlawful, and he wrote seven orders that were to modify the way that the government were operating in terms of what they were doing for DV 2020. However, all seven of those orders were concerned with or specific to 2020, not 2021. So whilst the judge has recognized the way that the government have been operating is wrong, he has only corrected that position and told them what to do for 2020, not for 2021. And the reason for that is because there's a concept of whether irreparable harm is being done to the selectees or not. Clearly, for DV 2020, the time was going to run out, or is going to run out. We don't know whether it will or not, but on the face of it, DV 2020 people only have until September 30th, right? So, my dog's going nuts at a squirrel. They only have till September 30th, whereas 2021 applicants have until a year from now, September 30th, a year from now. So it's much more difficult to make the case that 2021 is being irreparably harmed. Now you can say, and you can point out that if there's only 9 months to process what is normally done in 12 months, that there's going to be some sort of impact to high case numbers at the end. And that's possible, that's, could be true. But it is not necessarily the case that they can't process and fill the quotas in 9 months. In fact, if you look at a normal year of processing, October, November, December tend to be the quietest months anyway. There's not very much activity in those months. They interview some cases, but they don't go as high a volume in those months. December is November has got Thanksgiving over here. Christmas is in December. It's called the holiday season, and people's minds are sort of on holidays rather than work, and so they kind of give a slow start to the year anyway. So the 3 months we're losing are the quietest 3 months, and we know the capacity of the embassies around the world, and we know that technically it is possible to fill all the visas in 9 months. It's possible. Okay. People are wondering why I've been saying and consistently saying that the 3 months are gone, right? So the first 3 months are gone. So let me explain that. I have said already that interviews are scheduled around about 6 weeks before the month of processing. What actually happens is the interviews that should be scheduled in October would normally have 2 NLs being received in August. My dog hates squirrels for some reason. I don't know why. So and I've got a lot of squirrels around here. October interviews are normally scheduled in August, so that's gone. It's past. We can't wind the clock back. We don't have that time. So October is gone, and in fact, because the judge has ordered KCC to work as hard as they can on DV2020 cases in the remainder of September, the same thing would be true for November as well. That would be lost, even if the judge's order had told the government to work on 2021 cases immediately, which it didn't. Then there's only so many resources, and they're focusing the resources on DV 2021. Sorry, 2020. So that's just a practical limitation that, regardless of whether you understand about the order or not, it's just obviously there just isn't the time, to schedule October and probably November. I think November has gone as well in terms of practical terms. The question will become about December. I don't think they'll schedule any interviews in December either, because the ban is still in place. The ban has not been blocked. The judge has allowed the ban to continue, which is why 2020 applicants may be issued their visas now, but they won't be able to travel in 2020. And they'll have to wait until January, until the ban is removed. So the ban is still in place, and it's still affecting other types of visa, right? So the government may continue with their existing policy of not interviewing people because those people are blocked from entry. They may do. We don't know. The judge has found that unlawful, yeah. But it's their policy, and given the opportunity, we've seen how they behave over Schengen. Given the opportunity, the government are saying, okay, here's the order, but let's do exactly what it tells us to do, nothing more, right? And so they haven't changed their policy because of the order. They've simply complied with the order, and they are complying with the order for 2020 people. They're doing everything they can. A lot of people are frustrated with them about 2020 that they're not doing enough, but they're doing a lot. They are moving fast. In most cases, I should say. So it should be clear to us, and it's kind of put together the piece of the puzzle. It should be clear to us that A, they were not told to do anything for 2021. B, they've demonstrated that unless they're told to do something, they won't do anything for 2021. And C, even if they were told to do something for this year, for DV 2021 cases, we're running out of time anyway. So then you need to get your heads around this. We have lost the first 3 months of the year. That's the way it is, right? Now the question for me, the more interesting question for me is, will they start scheduling interviews assuming that the ban will be removed in January? That's a more important case, because losing the first 3 months is one thing. Losing January, February, March, that would be another thing, right? So so let's talk about that. Number one, we need President Trump to be voted out of office, because if he's still in office at the end of this year, he could extend the ban. And then DV 2021 will be harmed much worse. So that could happen. So we need him gone. If he loses the election in November, he'll be gone on January 20th. And the period of time between November and January 20th, he'll be doing everything he can to steal the silverware, line his pockets, and pardon his friends. So he'll be too busy to worry about things that for the country. So I think if he loses the election, we've got a good chance that the ban won't be extended. If he wins the election, then effectively it's like the country telling him, "Oh, good job, keep doing what you're doing," and he's going to keep on applying, racist tactics. God help us. So that's we need Trump gone. That's the first thing. If he's gone, then we would normally have January interviews arranged, and they would be scheduled in the month of November, right? So November, 2NLs. It would be based on whatever current number there is in the visa bulletin as of the November visa bulletin. The one, it's actually called the December visa bulletin, but it's released in November. And immediately after the VB of November, we would see cases getting 2NLs, right? That would be for January interviews. Now that's what we would hope and expect happens, but again, we've never seen this before. It's never happened. We've never had bans like this, and so we don't really know what KCC are going to do. Are they going to schedule cases, in November or not? In November for January cases, right? Are they going to schedule them or not? I don't know, is the honest answer at the moment. We have to wait and see about that one. But if I had to guess, I would say they will, right? So my assumption is that we've lost the first 3 months, that we will start interviews in January. That's my assumption at the moment. And that we would have 9 months to process, and the 9 months could be enough to process everyone. Now, when I say to process everyone, we still might have too many people in 2021. We've got a lot of selectees. And so when I talk about, there would be enough time to process everyone, it means to fill the quotas, right? Or to get to the point where they're almost filled. So there is definitely capacity for that. As I say, I've been watching DV, I know how many interviews they can schedule in each region, etc. And there is enough time to do all of the interviews that they need to fill the quota in 9 months, right? It's simply a matter of their willingness to do so. Okay, I hope that's clear. Brief thing on DV 2022. That the entry period, I got early warning of that, if you like. I found out early that was going to be starting on October 1st. It's now being confirmed a little bit, not officially announced, but confirmed even more so. So that will be the date. October the 1st is when DV 2022 will start. It will start as normal, and it will go on as normal. Despite all these bans, etc., because it's the law. It's nothing to do with the president's will. So that will happen, and anybody from 2020 or 2021, or anybody can enter the lottery. There's absolutely no barrier to entering the lottery, and it doesn't compromise your 2021 win. So if you're in 2021, enter again, just in case, and please pay attention to the rules. Use a new photo, list all your derivatives, make sure your country, is correct. They're the normal things that trip people up, right? Make sure your country of birth is what you list, and don't claim chargeability to another country unless you understand why. And I'll create a video shortly about covering that topic again to make sure people don't screw it up, because many people do. All right, that's about all I wanted to cover, I think, on 2021. Good luck to everybody for 2021, and also those of you that are going to enter 2022. We have to continue, and assume that things will get better. If Trump will be gone, things will get better. We'll return to decency and normalcy. And optimism, rather than this indecent, unwise, unjust situation we're in at the moment. All right, okay. Anyway, thanks everyone. Please subscribe to the channel. Please let your friends know about the channel. I'd like everybody watching now to tell one person that they know to subscribe to my channel, please. Let me see if we can get my subscriber numbers up. That will help me get my word around, right? And as I've mentioned in another video recently, it's important that people get good information, and there's some really bad information being put around by some other channels at the moment, and other commentators. So let's make sure people are getting the right information by getting my word out there, please. I'll give you the truth. every time. I'll give you accurate statements every time. I can't always know, but I'm not going to BS you. I'm going to tell you the truth, whether you like it or not. And I'm not here to just sort of sing optimism all the time. I'm an optimistic person, but I'm going to give you realistic information. So if you and your friends want that, please subscribe to the channel, and let's walk through 2021 together. All right, bye-bye now.